A conversation amongst humans. It is often not easy. Why don't you stick with listening a little and I comment? That would be you are behaving like a teacher, the way you present yourself. This is you. No, excuse me, you just have to, I'm not your student. And after verbal confrontation, it can at times become physical. I believe violence starts a lot earlier than at the stage when it is expressed in action. It begins in the way that I verbally deal with myself and others. But it also starts in my thoughts already, and in how I think about others and myself. Johannes Henn is a trainer for nonviolent communication at the intensive training in Wardenburg. His class here is on practicing forgiveness to enable a new way of conversation. The first question is, if I were the other person, what would need to happen for me to behave just as they did? Another question is, what have I actually contributed to this situation? Nonviolent communication was developed by the US-American psychologist Marshall Rosenberg in the 1980s. Yes, he grew up in an environment fraught by violence in Detroit back then, and I believe that he developed it because he was longing for a different way of being with one another as humans. Jackal language is what Rosenberg calls the language which separates us from one another, whether in openly aggressive or more subtle ways. This means I express myself in the form of evaluations, judgments, accusations. I may also be giving you advice, or I'm talking about myself, my story, and I compare you to others or myself. So this is the land of the jackal. Giraffe language, on the other hand, is aimed at connection. Of all terrestrial animals, the giraffe is the one with the biggest heart. Giraffe language takes place at eye level. It expresses what we like to say, what is currently alive in me. I express what my inner experience is like at the moment. I express what something is about for me in feelings and needs, how I am feeling, what I would like from you. Participants from all over the world attended the international intensive training in Wardenburg in the Lower Rhine region. Many have been studying nonviolent communication for a long time. For me, nonviolent communication is a way of getting in touch with myself and with my power, because it is so easy to just focus on what is going on around me. This I don't like and that I don't like, but my frustration with others doesn't really change anything. I have learned to persevere with building and sustaining relationships with others, not to run away so quickly anymore, but to keep at it and to develop more depth in them. If this was the normal way of communicating with and looking at each other and how we'd view ourselves with this compassionate approach, well, this would make a world of difference. Marshall Rosenberg has often referred to the giraffe language as the language of the heart.